way up and no way out. They are in trouble in this one. So what is this one about? Well, let's see what IMDb has to say here. Characters from different backgrounds are thrown together when the plane they're traveling on crashes into the Pacific Ocean. Ooh, not good. A nightmare fight for survival ensues with the air supply running out and dangers creeping in from all sides. All right. Interesting kind of description there. Characters from different backgrounds. Okay. We'll go with that. That's usually what we have, but okay. Yeah, so this is a new one that I just got to see. So we'll keep this spoiler free as possible. I believe this one is going to be on Shudder. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. Yeah, so we have to not only put the spoiler alert, but we have to put the shark movie alert. For those who have been following along with my reviews or have seen my recent shark movie reviews and even maybe some of my tweets and so forth, definitely on my campaign of no more CGI sharks, because seriously, as I've said time and time again, it is tiring and they just get it wrong time after time. And unless your shark movie is just basically going to be on sci-fi, you just need to do better, because if not, it's just not working. Not working out at all. So yeah, I've struggled to kind of grade some of these shark movies that high lately, just for a lot of that reason. I mean, it's just the sharks are just not good enough. And we see all these other movies with all different kinds of creatures and animals and whatever, and they do so well, and then the shark movies don't cut it. So you guys know that this is a shark movie in a way, and I'll kind of discuss that here shortly. But yeah, at the beginning of this movie, you're going to get an introduction to several characters, and on their way to traveling, basically. And they're going to be put together on the plane eventually. But you're going to get to see a brief glimpse of a couple of different separate groups of people here. A grandmother and grandfather with their young granddaughter getting on the plane, a group of young people, and a couple of other people here along the way. I'll admit, when they first started showing this, the different groups of people, especially the younger group of people here, they didn't jump out to me, and I was like, I don't know. The young woman here at the who's the key piece of this puzzle, the main character in the story. She, let's see, what is her name here? She is the daughter of the governor, and has a bodyguard that goes onto the plane with them as well. So this mix of characters was, I don't know, didn't jump out at me at first, and I was like, okay, whatever. If the shark's gonna eat these people, so be it. But anyway, they get on the plane. Of course, it's all good at the beginning. They're going, and then it's not so good. And not too bad. You get a decent plane crash scene. Nothing super amazing. Obviously, there has to be some survival here, so the plane is not going to blow up, not going to break in a million pieces. Interestingly enough, the plane is going to crash into the water here, and kind of go down, but not all the way down. It kind of lands kind of on the side of I don't know the specific term, but kind of like a mountain under the water there, kind of the edge before you basically fall into the abyss. So, as this plane kind of crashes there, you're kind of like, okay, and then you see the water coming into the plane. You're like, okay, well, they're all dead. So what's going on here with this movie? Um, but somehow, some way, in the luck of all lucks for some, maybe not for others, um, the plane and the way it stops or whatever creates a small air pocket, and for a few survivors, they are stuck in this air pocket in the back of the plane. It's all the way towards the back of the plane, and that keeps them alive for the time being, so that we can continue on and have a movie here. Um, I will credit them for creating this situation. This is definitely a little bit of a different situation than what we've seen before, and a different way to get people in the water and in the water with sharks. Um, you know, at first, I was kind of thinking of what is it, 4,700 meters down or 47 meters down or whatever it was, and just being under the water there, and that we had part two of that movie, and now we have a different movie in a different circumstance of getting people trapped there with sharks. So I'll give them credit for kind of creating this new kind of setting for the sharks to come. Um, but yeah, so they somehow created so that the people, several people are stuck in the back of the plane here, and with the little bit of air they have. You got the bodyguard, a couple of the young people, obviously the old couple here with the daughter, and maybe another character or two that have survived. Obviously, most of the other people are dead. Either they drowned or they died in the plane when the plane crashed and so forth. Um, not going too far into it. I mean, there's not much really to spoil here. I mean, we know, the situation. We know there are sharks. We know sharks are going to eventually kill people. You're stuck underwater and so forth, so bad things are going to happen. Um, but yeah, they're going to have to try to figure out their way. Obviously, air is going to run out. They just can't sit there forever. So they have to figure out how the hell they're going to get out of here. And, it won't take too long before they realize that, yeah, there's something in the water with them, and it is sharks. Um, so, I'll kind of leave, all the description stuff right there. Um, and then we're going to obviously come to the part where we're going to talk about sharks. Am I going to complain? Am I not going to complain? What is happening here? Um, I think I don't remember the name of the last shark movie that I reviewed. But I think I think it might have been the Mexican film, and it was with the megalodon type shark and so forth, and they were stuck on the oil rig. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. And the thing with that, that shark, obviously was a big ass shark, and the thing with that shark movie was, it was okay, and I guess the megalodon sharks, they seem to do an okay job with. I mean, obviously still fake, but the thing with that movie is that we didn't get a lot of the shark, and that was one of my issues with that one. And in this one, you're not gonna get a whole lot of shark either. Um, you know, it's kind of one of those things where a person is there, and you see some splashing in the water, something bad obviously happens. Um, and it's not necessarily one, sometimes in these shark movies you get one big ass shark. I think in this one, at least I couldn't tell, but I don't think it's like one shark that's after them necessarily. It might be two or three different of a similar species, or they might just look the same. I don't know. But this is not one of those movies where you see a lot of the shark either. Um, it's a shark. The characters are gonna make clear to you that it's a shark. Um, but you're not really gonna get a really decent, good, full look at a shark until you know much towards the end. You might, I don't, like I said, I don't want to give away too much. Obviously, there's sharks attacks in this movie, um, but you will see a little blood there, here, Um, but it's not a lot, and there's not a lot of shark to see. So, thinking about that other movie and thinking about this movie, it's kind of interesting. It's like you can't do the CGI shark that well, so you do what you can, and then you try to make it like the shark is there, but you don't see it. Kind of like there's other horror movies where you spend a lot of time, maybe like a creature feature where there's a creature there. You may see an arm, you may see a shadow, you may see you know bits and pieces of it, but you don't really see it all. And then maybe at the end they'll give you a good shot of it, and depending on the movie, sometimes you get a lot, and then sometimes you only really get one or two good shots. So I guess that's kind of maybe the technique here. Is like we don't want to overdo the bad CGI shark thing, so we're just going to give you a little bit. We're going to show you a little bit of the action. You know that it's a shark. You know it's grabbing the people. You kind of know, let the audience kind of know what's happening. You can either see the person die or go, that's it. Get pulled under. Or you can see the person come out and they're bleeding because the shark has bit them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So you know it's a shark, and go with that. And that's kind of the thing here. I'm not going to complain too much about the actual shark. The shark that they actually show, wasn't too bad. Seen worse. But again, credit to them putting the situation together. Credit, for not overdoing bad shark work here. But again, it's just not what I want out of sharks. I think I've made it clear. I have a huge fear of sharks. One of the biggest things that I'm afraid of. So I'm always fascinated. I always want to watch these shark movies, but obviously hugely disappointed by just the terrible CGI. But it's just that also, I guess because of the terrible CGI, you just don't get what you want. You want to see the shark attack. You want to see it biting. You want to see, kind of take it back to the original Jaws, when he's got Quinn on the boat there and he's pulling, that obviously that's practical effects, and the Jaws is really fake there, but they still do a really good job of Quinn is there, he's struggling to stay on the boat. It's got he grabs his leg, and then that's the end of him. But you get to experience all that moment. You get to experience the shark and seeing the shark clearly, and seeing the shark bite him, and the agony that he's in, and then the blood, and then him being dragged, and you get to see all of that moment. And a lot of these shark movies miss that moment because of the CGI. It's just the blood in the water. You see the splashing of the water. You don't really see much, and whatever. So it kind of takes away from what again relating it to other horror movies. It's like when they do those PG-13 horror movies where wherever the killer is, or whatever it is, or whoever it is, and it's coming, and the moment comes, and right when the kill comes, bam, it's like you just see blood thrown up against the wall, or they change the scene, or just stuff like that. You don't get maybe the Michael Myers, Jason, we're gonna stab you, and you're gonna feel the stab, and we're gonna cut your head off, and that kind of thing, the blood and guts of the moment. And I'm a blood and guts person, so that's what I want to see. So I want to see that with the shark too, and you just don't get a lot of that in many of these shark movies, and this one included. So that is again disappointing. Um, I will say, they make it plenty dramatic here. They make it plenty intense. Obviously, time is running out. It's, not, there's a little infighting between the characters, not a whole lot. They come up with a plan, obviously, to try to get out. Are they going to do it in a very dramatic ending, with what is happening here? Um, their time is running out for multiple reasons, and they make it very dramatic, and they drive up the tension and all that. So they do a decent job with all that stuff. Um, but if you're solely going to watch this movie because of your expectations of sharks, you're probably going to be let down yet again. I'll say that. So fairly good movie overall. I'm not going to say, like I said at the top, yeah, not really buying into the characters too much. Didn't really care who got killed, eaten, whatever, died, whatever. Didn't get into the characters too much. But definitely credit for the situation and the tension, and trying to give us a little bit something different here. Not the only plane crash movie and plane crash in the water movie, but um, trying to give us a little bit of a different situation. So I can give him credit for some things, but again, if you're watching this hoping that you're going to see amazing shark action and amazing shark movie, no, I mean, it's more of a good drama filled movie, maybe thriller, whatever, adventure, here on IMDb, action, adventure, drama. So it is all good of that. But yeah, sharks might be the key that kind of brings you to say, hey, I want to watch that movie, but really, is not the best thing in the movie, if any of that made sense. So with that, I think I'm going to give it 2.5 pools of blood. Not going to totally rip it. The sharks they showed were okay, but good, solid movie overall. I obviously wanted more from the shark action. If I had gotten more good shark action and stuff that I was pleased with, probably would have given it higher. But we're going to give it 2.5 pools of blood out of 5, of course. So, yeah, so horrorreviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews, written and video. Obviously, doing mostly video reviews now. I promise to write something at some point again, but so you can like, subscribe, do all those things that everybody wants you to do here on this channel. If not, no problem, no worries, no pressure. It's okay, it truly is. But please visit the short section, trying to keep you guys entertained there, along with some informational stuff. Some of it courtesy of Promote Horror. Twitter, Facebook, obviously reach out to me there if you want me to review something, you want to talk other horror, talk about this movie, anything else horror related. And of course, in the comment section, feel free to jump in there. Once you see this movie, throw your comment there, your feelings. And I'm always welcome to hearing of your thoughts about sharks and shark movies and CGI sharks. So you can express your opinion there as well, or hit me up on social media and we can talk about it. Yeah, so with that, this is No Way Up, and I'm on the way out, and I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.